Hi guys, welcome back. This week has been so exciting. I don't know if you spotted it, but I have launched something that I've wanted to bring to you for ages. It's called the Freedom Lifestyle mini course, and I'm basically sharing real world strategies for women to travel more and spend less. I have got some secrets, some hacks, some amazing tips and tricks so you can travel for either low cost or in some cases absolutely nothing. I have used these exact strategies to spend a month abroad without spending a single penny on accommodation or on flights. So if you want a piece of that, the Freedom Lifestyle mini course is available now. So if you go to my Instagram and DM me the word freedom, I will send you the link to buy it straight away. It's a bite-sized course, so it's only 22 minutes long. It's packed with other travel tips, tricks, hacks, strategies, and also those secrets. So go get it now. It's been a really exciting week actually. I'll go through some of the Q&As, some of the things that people are asking me, but really I just wanted to start with that. So it is now out there, it is live. A little hint to the future. So one of the things that I'm putting together that I've worked so much on is like an entire course for you guys, like a complete start to finish strategy. We started talking about freedom lifestyle last time, what it means to people, and to be able to travel more, but not, you know, you don't need to be a millionaire to live this lifestyle. I've said it so many times before. You just have to know how to do it, and I am bringing that to you. The mini course is a great place to start, and I will beyond that be doing a full course. I haven't launched that yet, so look out for it. The easiest thing to do is get on my mailing list. So if you go to laurenriley.co.uk, pop on my mailing list and I will update you as soon as anything drops. You'll be the first to know. And if you're not following me on Insta, it's Miss Lauren Riley. So for anybody wondering, onto the episode, anybody wondering, yes, that big pink thing behind us is a inflatable flamingo. Why have I got an inflatable flamingo in the car, you may ask? Is because we are road tripping. We are going on a road trip, and in true me style, I've packed absolutely everything into this week, like everything. So before we set off, I thought, yeah, sure, we'll do a play date with one of our little friends, and they didn't have a paddling pool, so we got our one out. So I'm taking it on the road trip, so because it's a heat wave in the UK at the moment, which is amazing, and we just really wanted to make the most of it. So that is why there is a flamingo in the back of our car. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing well out there. Like, I know that not everybody that listens to this is from the UK, but if you are, I hope you are staying well. I hope you're staying cool. I hope you're staying hydrated. And yeah, so it's hard, isn't it? Because we want to complain because it's hot, but actually we also don't want to complain because we don't get enough sunshine. So one of the things I kind of wanted to dispel, myths I guess, and I think this is really important to say up front, is that one of the myths I wanted to dispel was that, like, because I'm talking about travel a lot and freedom lifestyle, and I'm showcasing me and my daughter living in all of these spectacular and fabulous locations, that does not mean that in any way, shape or form I do not love the UK. Like, I'm one of the biggest advocates of this country. I absolutely, you know, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I know this is not a political podcast. I'm not saying it's perfect, I'm not saying it doesn't have problems, all of that, but I love living in the UK. And if I wanted to move abroad, I would. Simple as that. But I don't, so I'm not going to. And I'm also not here to trash on people who want to live abroad. Like, I am in my era of no judgment. I am in my era of living your life in the best way, the most fulfilling and genuine and authentic way to yourself. And if that for you is staying in the UK 365 days of the year, then go do you, honey. But it is not me, because when it gets cold here, when it rains all the time, I need a break. So the intersection, the dopamine hit for any other ADHD, neurodiverse people out there, novelty is what we crave, right? So being able to go somewhere for a short period of time, immerse yourself in that culture, live that lifestyle for a while, and then come back to your home base is a life hack like nothing else. It's like my number one, is because it makes everything brand new. Even living at home, even living in the same old house that you've lived in for like 10 years feels brand new and fresh. All your friendships, your relationships, your, you know, how you intersect in the world is just different once you've had a proper sustained break away from it. So that is what I would say about the UK. And I think, you know, I think it's a misconception. People think when I talk about travel and the freedom lifestyle that I'm somehow saying anything against it, and I'm absolutely not. And that just isn't just the UK, by the way. That's your hometown, wherever that is for you. So I am road tripping right now. Again, not where I come from, but in a different part of the UK, different country in the UK, just because I want to make the most of our summer. We're having this spectacular weather, and we absolutely need to make the most of it when we get it. So I'm doing that right now. One of the things that I thought I would talk to you about was, I guess, where this all started for me. I shared something on Instagram this week where it's that trend, you know, and it started about relationships. You know, how many months have you been together? We've not been together for months, we've been together for years and years and years and years, and here's all the pictures of us in love. So I don't have that because I'm single, and nobody wants to look at a smorgasbord of random exes. So, but I do have an absolute and genuine love affair with travel and living this freedom lifestyle. So that's what I showcased. How many months have I been living this lifestyle? Not months, many years. Almost 20 years I've been doing this. And my Instagram post basically went all the way back, pictures of me traveling all the way back to 2006. So 19 years I have been doing this. So when I tell you I know a thing or two about travel hacks, and at no point in that have I been like probably objectively like super wealthy. There's been times in there where I haven't good money, there's been times in there where I've earned no money, but all of those times you found me traveling because I know how to do it. I know how to do it, I know the strategies, and that's what I teach in the Freedom Lifestyle course and mini course. So I thought I'd take you back to the beginning because I think it's kind of exciting. So the first time this lifestyle dawned on me was in 2006. So I'll share, I guess, what you call my origin story, and that is that I went. So I was a lawyer originally, way back when, and I studied law at university, and oh my god, is there a volume of tests to take and books to read. I was done, absolutely done. When I got to the end of my university studies, I was like, no more, I'm not sitting another exam. And I did go on to do my postgraduate diploma in law, because otherwise you can't qualify, but not for several years after that, because I was like, I'm fed up. So I applied for a job working abroad, and that was really, really exciting. And I remember you didn't know where you were going to be placed in this job, and I really wanted to go to Ibiza. I'd never been to Ibiza, but I was really into dance music, loved my dance music, and I just had this feeling I would love it there. So I applied for the job, I got the job, but I was waiting to hear where I would be deployed, basically, where I would work. And I remember where I was with my father, and we were waiting for the phone call. Basically, we're out walking the Lake District, and I got the call, and I was going to Ibiza, and I was so happy. And even though this job was a fixed term contract, I just thought that was it. I was going to live out there. And don't get me wrong, like, and I didn't. Basically, it didn't turn out the way I'd hoped it would. But that taught me something, and that has given me the biggest lesson, and it's why I don't teach people how to move abroad, because I could do that, right? And don't get me wrong, like, if you were to buy the full course and you were to, a lot of it would help you for sure, but I actually, and like I said, no judgment. If you want to move abroad, then that's amazing, but there are probably people out there that specialise in you moving abroad. What I want to do for people is say, you know what, if you love your friends and family, and you love your home, and you've got a cat, and you've got a job, and you've got and, or just like you don't want to leave your best friend behind, like there are a million reasons why you wouldn't want to move abroad, and I would support you in every one of them. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying, just because you don't want to up sticks and relocate permanently does not mean that you can't travel a hell of a lot more than you're traveling right now. And that is where that's like my specialism. It is something that's pretty unique as well. I'm not saying there aren't other people living this lifestyle, but you know, as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen other people coaching on the subject. So that's my niche. I've literally embodied this lifestyle for 20 years, and in like super ADHD style, I've gone completely off my Ibiza story, haven't I? But I'm passionate about that part, so I really wanted to talk about why I don't like advocate relocating necessarily. Okay, back to Ibiza. So I went to work there, and I was super excited, and let's be fair, a good time was had. A good time was had, for sure. So you'll never hear me saying anything bad about that season in 2006, but it didn't go like I thought it would. I just thought, because I loved travelling and I loved going on holiday, that I would want to move abroad. So the first, I don't know, I can't remember now, we're going back nearly 20 years, but the first 3-4 weeks, say, were amazing, and I was like, yes, this is it, I'm going to live here forever. This is great, I'm loving it, absolutely love it. Then, you know, week 5, 6, 7 rolls around, and I'm still enjoying myself, but you know, there are things starting to creep in that I miss. So a classic one when I'm traveling actually is baths. So in the UK, I have a bath every night before I go to bed, most nights. And abroad, you don't seem to get access to baths as easily. So it's things like that. Really little things, carpet. Like after 3 months of living somewhere and everything is tiled floor, and you've grown up in the UK, you miss random things. And I'm not saying don't relocate because you love carpet. It's certainly not as linear as that, but that was my experience. Like, it was genuinely little things, like my favourite sweets from the shop. So after a while, it started to not feel as good as I'd hoped it would. I was still enjoying myself, but I started to feel, and I guess you would describe it as a level of homesick. And that was when I was like, oh crap. Like, I thought that my life was sorted because I was going to go and relocate, I was going to live abroad. And actually turns out I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. And a lot of people will be really surprised by that realisation, because, yeah, everyone thought they wouldn't see me again. And they did. Like, at the end of that summer season, I moved back home. Well, actually, I moved to a different city in the UK, because I was still wanting adventure, I was still wanting novelty, I still wanted to try different things, but I wanted to be in the UK. And that's the life I've been living ever since. So my periods of travel, and I shared so many pictures on Instagram on that post this week, again, through from 2024, I think it was, or 25, through all the way through 2006, with some very dodgy fashion if you want a bit of a laugh. And I've been living that life ever since, and some of those trips were 6 days long, some of them were 6 months long, but what I've successfully managed to do is live a life where I travel but you know, still honoured my responsibilities. So at some points in those almost 20 years, I was employed. I had a job. In some points, I was a lawyer. At some points, I was travelling, and I was a VC. I was a tech founder of a VC-backed business. More challenging to do, of course. And now, obviously, I run companies, my own companies, much more straightforward. But I've done it in all of those circumstances. So I think I hope that serves as just a quick bite and a quick lesson to say that it's not just people who are entrepreneurs that can live this lifestyle. It's not just people who are wealthy that can live this lifestyle. It isn't just people who don't have children. That's something I'm such an advocate for. And I lost myself in that journey, I'm going to be completely honest. But I am found, and I'm travelling a lot, and I'm loving it. And I also think it's a really enriching lifestyle for a child. Something that I'm really very blessed to give my daughter. And yeah, so that is my original freedom lifestyle travel story, and turns out that it just wasn't enough freedom for me. And I loved going home back to the UK and doing time abroad and time at home and time abroad and time at home, and that life suits me so well. And I would love to know if it suits anyone else. Does this resonate with you as a pattern that you would like to live? And again, like, what I'm doing is I'm giving you tools, right? If you buy the Freedom Lifestyle mini course, it's available now. It's strategies. How you implement those strategies is entirely up to you. Like, obviously, I do one-to-one work with people. So if you want to come and do a one-to-one session with me, or work with me for 3 or 12 months, I'm fully booked at the moment this month, but I've got some availability from next month. Then that's something we can work out together if you want to actually get hands-on help on the strategy. But really, the world is yours. I'm not here to say this is how this lifestyle must be lived. I'm not here to say, you know, if you just want like 2 long weekends a year more than you're getting right now, but otherwise you really like spending 90% of your time in your home country, that's also absolutely fine. You'll still get value from this. Or you could be like, actually, I want to do what Lauren does. You know, I want to spend a month at a time on a tropical island somewhere, or I want to spend 3 months out of the country a year. And that, you know, you can also apply the strategies to that. So I've actually got a big week coming up. I'm not sure at this point whether I'll share it on social media, but I'm talking to you guys now. I'm having an operation this week coming. It was unexpected. I have to have a lump removed from my body, which needs to be done under general anaesthetic. So that's always pretty nerve-wracking, if I'm totally honest. I think particularly when you're a parent, when you have anything to do with your, obviously, you know, in my first podcast you heard me talk about my daughter's health and the post-traumatic stress disorder that came from that. It's not that level, but when it's to do with you, like, I anyway certainly feel like a lot more pressure to be well as a parent, particularly as a solo parent, because she just relies on me. So I've got that coming up this week. So if I go a little bit quiet, it'll just be because of that. Wish me luck, and I will hopefully be back here and recording for you very soon. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for the feedback on the Freedom of Lifestyle mini course. I said I'd do some FAQs. I guess the biggest question I'm getting at the moment is because I talk about travelling as a mum, and yes, it's like super relevant, and I am a massive advocate of mums or parents being able to travel, and I do give tips and strategies along those lines. But it isn't just for you. If you're not a parent, that's what people have been asking me. Oh, I'm not a mum, can I still buy it? Of course you can. You'll still get loads of value, and anybody would get value from free travel, right? Remember, like, from being able to travel at a free or heavily discounted rate. So yeah, parent or not, go get it. Have a wonderful week, guys, and I will speak to you soon.